All right, well, when we left this morning, our plan was to summit Webster Pass on the Aprilia Tuareg 660. Mission accomplished. Bike's phenomenal. It's just fantastic. It's a joy to ride. Tuareg's great. That steering stabilizer's phenomenal. What a great day.
Greetings, fellow explorers. Today's adventure on Exploretti is going to be a lot of fun. To those who've been a part of our journey, welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, you're in for quite a ride. This video is all about Webster Pass in Colorado and Aprilia's Tuareg 660. And I'm pretty happy to show it to you, no matter if you're a seasoned adventurer or a first-time rider. Hopefully you'll find something in here for you. So here we're on Webster Pass, also sometimes referred to as Handcart Pass. It used to be called Handcart Pass until the Webster brothers, I believe, opened up a toll road connecting the north and south sides of the Continental Divide. You'll find that Webster Pass, for the most part, has a lot of looser material. There's just a little bit of embedded rock here, which I find to be different from a lot of the trails that I've ridden around the Front Range. There's a lot of embedded rock, and then also a good mix of loose stuff as well. Not a lot of trail deviations here, but you'll find one coming up. Off to the right-hand side of this intersection is Red Cone Pass. Red Cone's a bit more aggressive from what I understand, and I've seen the end of Red Cone Pass, which does look pretty pitchy. It's a one-way down with a lot of loose material. We've had a pretty wet spring and summer in Colorado, so it wasn't until early August of 2023 that Webster Pass even opened up. We had some snow and ice at the very top of the route. And you'll find a few puddles here and there, and some differentiations in soil, color, and composition, depending upon how many the mineral content that's leached out of the ground. So you'll find some real heavy red soil, some whiter rocks. Here I decided that this looked like a great place to pull in, have a bar, and just record some basic B-roll. But I bumped the time-lapse feature on my GoPro, and that's what that looks like. So would have been pretty cool. There's I think a C-130 flying over. Would have been awesome to get that in less than time-lapse. But hey, let's get back on the bike and continue up. So Webster Pass does top out at 12,103 feet, and as you'll see in a little bit, the parking area is pretty generous up there as well. Again, more loose material. You're riding through some trees, and then as we continue up, we start to get into kind of a little less populated tree area. Here's the remnants of a mine structure, so you can see off to the right a big wall of material, and here we're just riding up kind of some runoff. Not terrible. Again, you're just looking up, kind of looking out. You're not fixating on your front wheel, and you're keeping your momentum going. This is my third or fourth time up Webster Pass. My first attempt was on a KTM 390 Adventure, and that was my first adventure bike and my first foray into off-roading, and it did not go great. I had a couple of drops on this ride. The first time I attempted to do Webster Pass, it was really the first time I had dropped a motorcycle, and it was confidence shattering. So I felt that the seat height of the 390 Adventure was pretty high, so I decided to trade that out for a Harley Davidson Pan America Special that had adaptive ride height. Definitely enjoy that bike. It's got all the bells and whistles on it. However, it's a pretty hefty bike. I think by the time you've added an upgraded skid plate, some bags and racks, you're pushing 600 pounds. And when you drop that bike alone, it drops flat and is a pain to pick up. So this is the last time that I've ridden Webster, and it's on my Aprilia Tuareg 660, which is a blast to ride. I found that's the bike I constantly go for. The Pan America is still sitting in the garage, but I found that the vast majority of riding that I do is very well suited to the Aprilia Tuareg 660. It gets me to the trails and then allows me to still tackle the kind of riding that I enjoy doing, and then gets me home. We're slowly approaching tree line at this point, and again, we're entering sort of the kind of the narrow section of Webster Pass. A little bit of a shelf road feel. Some consequences off to the right-hand side, but it's not like it's a sheer drop-off. The trail here has a lot of just loose material, and there are not a lot of places to really share the road up here. There are a few spots that you can find to pull over. The vast majority of my riding on Webster Pass has been done on the weekdays, so it does make trail traffic a lot more, or a lot lighter. My preference on Webster Pass is to travel from the south side up to the north side, and that's simply because I feel that the south side's a little bit more technical, and I would prefer to climb that technical terrain versus descending it. And a lot of that, I mean, it's just physics, right? You've got just about the same size contact patch on a motorcycle, but as you continue to add more and more mass, they just get a little bit more difficult to stop. So I find climbing on more of the technical stuff is just more enjoyable for me. The route on the north side is quite a bit more tame, and I feel that descending that's a lot more enjoyable. Here we're up above tree line, and you've got some just phenomenal views here. You can see Red Mountain up ahead of us. There'll be a couple of shots that we'll get down the valley, but some of the riding here is just phenomenal. The views are great. It's a lot of fun, and it's something that I feel pretty comfortable tackling alone, but of course, the more people you bring, the more fun you're going to have. Here you can see up on the left-hand side of the trail is the remnants of the snowbank that was keeping the pass closed for such a long time. And we're pretty much at the summit here of Webster Pass. So it's a little bit of a saddle. We'll wheel around to the left and just take a couple of quick looks out, but the scenery up here is just phenomenal. And the parking area is pretty flat and pretty generous, so you can spend quite a bit of time up here grabbing pictures and then just enjoying the sights. I want to thank you guys for riding along with me today. I've had a blast, love the Tuareg, and Webster Pass is just a great ride. If you've stuck around this long, you can see what it looks like to run out of battery on a Skydio 2 drone right by some water. So it's not pleasant, but here it is.